Hi everyone. Greetings to another wonderful day and greetings to another 15 minutes with Terry Naturally. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about bone health. Now that covers a lot of people, especially women. There's a lot of women that are suffering from osteoporosis. And what is the number one mineral that's recommended for osteoporosis? Right? Calcium. And you know there's very few countries around the world that recommend calcium for bones. So I want to talk to you a little bit about another mineral, in fact, two minerals that we'll talk about that'll improve the quality of your bones, build them stronger and more dense. And that's exactly what you want to prevent osteoporosis and possibly even reverse it. So let's talk a little bit about strontium, not radioactive strontium, a mineral. And it's primarily found in seawater, seafoods, and some other foods, but it's not very commonly found in the foods that we eat on a daily basis. So it's very difficult to have it in our diet on a daily basis. So we primarily should look for maybe a supplement of strontium. And probably about 320 milligrams twice a day would be a very, very good dosage for strontium. Now, if your doctor has recommended and prescribed calcium for you, don't stop taking it if he prescribed it for you. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician. I don't make recommendations that would interfere with your doctor's prescriptions. So if you're on calcium, you may want to talk to your doctor about maybe lowering the dosage or going off the dosage of calcium. In other countries around the world, in Europe particularly, they don't recommend calcium for bone health. They recommend strontium, and another mineral that we like to use for bone health, and that is silica. Silica from horsetail, not horse's tail, from horsetail. In fact, I was in a lecture one time and I was talking about horsetail, and a woman said, wait a minute. Are you talking about you are taking the tails off of horses to make this mineral? And I said, no, really not. It's a reed, like a plant. And we extract the silica from the plant. And then there are other materials that are minerals that are in there as well, crystals, that should not be eaten by humans. So we filter that out. We blend it with a marine oil for absorption, and it's a better source of silica for human consumption. And it increases calcium absorption by like 50%. So it's very healthy for the bones. So now we have strontium and silica, which are two minerals that are primarily for bone health, strengthening the bone, and building a better dense form of bone. And this is particularly beneficial for women who are going through perimenopause or menopause. It's a very common area, a time when women are going through osteoporosis as well. But here's one thing you want to keep in mind. If you do decide to take strontium, and I really highly recommend it, because actually it is a very, very well-researched mineral in Europe, and I recommend it very highly. But if you're going to take it, take about 320 milligrams twice a day, but in the morning. And if you are taking calcium, take it at night or in the afternoon. You have to separate the two. Separate the strontium from the calcium because they use the same pathway to be absorbed in the body. So you don't want them fighting for the pathway. One of them is going to lose. So the best thing to do is to separate them by several hours. So take your strontium early in the morning, take your calcium at lunchtime or in the evening, so you separate the two. But about 640 milligrams of strontium daily. That would be the first thing in the morning. And then the silica is a really beautiful mineral to take. In fact, that's one of the reasons why women might want to take silica, because it's also known as the beauty mineral for hair, skin, nails, and skin, and also increasing the absorption of collagen. So it's a wonderful mineral for healthy, beautifying the skin, the hair, nails. And women tell me that as soon as they start taking silica, they notice their nails grow like crazy and they don't chip, they don't break, they're much stronger, and they're much more healthy. And the hair as well. But the silica, I would say probably maybe 20 milligrams a day would be a very good dosage. That's not a maintenance dosage. Now, if you have maybe some reason why you want to increase the dosage, like bone health, I would increase it to about maybe 6 times that, maybe about anywhere from 80 to 120 milligrams for maybe a month or two, just to kind of, I like to jumpstart things. I like to put more in the body than is required, just to make sure that we saturate the entire cellular structure of the body, and that way we have as much as possibly in the system, and we can utilize it that much more easily. So keep in mind, if you're talking about bone health, osteoporosis, that is strontium and silica. Both are very, very effective. Use them together. You can actually mix those two together. If you want to take the strontium at breakfast, you can also take the silica at breakfast. But when you're taking calcium, you want to separate it by several hours so they don't fight for the same pathway. They will build a stronger bone structure for you over time. Now, don't expect miracles. Don't expect things to happen in a week or two. We have to be patient. It takes decades to get to the point where we may have osteoporosis, or we have weakened bones, or we have a bone fracture. In fact, even if we have a bone fracture, silica is a fantastic mineral to help actually put the structure of the bone back together again. It's not going to re-heal that bone, but it's going to make the fracture much stronger. Even some people with dental implants, when they're having a dental implant put in, they would want to take calcium to strengthen that area of the jaw. It's very effective for many skeletons parts of the body, and so you can increase the absorption of calcium throughout the whole entire body. And then let's talk a little bit about joint health. Osteoarthritis. Both conditions today. We have osteoporosis, we have osteoarthritis. So now for osteoarthritis, there's a very, very good clinical study that was done with a very special form of curcumin called BCM95. Keep that in mind because that is the most bioenhanced absorption curcumin in the world. That is the highest. There are 60 or more studies on curcumin BCM95. And when they blend it with boswellia, the combination of two herbs were tested against a drug called Celebrex for a 12-week study. At the end of the study, they're almost exactly the same in terms of their benefits. But after the study, those that had been on the two herbs could go longer without having to feel pain, or did they need a rescue medicine, or if somehow they wanted to go back on the curcumin and the boswellia, they could certainly do that. But those that were on the Celebrex, they immediately had pain after the study was over. And those that were on the Celebrex could not walk as far as those that were on the combination of the two herbs. They could not take as many steps. They had more pain, come back more quickly. It just was a better result when they took the curcumin and the boswellia together. That outperformed in all terms the Celebrex, but in the immediate results in the 12-week study, they were both about the same. But here's the bonus you always get when you have a natural product like curcumin and boswellia. Very little or no, absolutely no side effects. And with the Celebrex group, they had many of those in the Celebrex group have to fall out because they were even intolerant to the medication or they did not feel good at the medication. So there's always side effects with drugs. It's much better if you could find a more natural source of healing your osteoarthritis or preventing osteoarthritis. Why wait? Why do we do things more of a preventative way? Because that's the best cure for everything, is prevention, right? So if you want to think about your body, think about starting early in life. I know that's really tough because when you're, 20, 30, 40 years old, you don't think about what do I need to take care of my body. When we start thinking about when our body is breaking down is when it does break down. So that's when we start thinking about, I need something to help me. And the thing to help you is for your bones, make your bones stronger and have more strength and more density. That is strontium and silica. And there's another mineral for your joint because we combine the curcumin and the boswellia with boron. That's one of the best studies I've seen. Now, there's great studies on boron. And boron comes from fruit, and it's found commonly in fruit. So it's combined with a special form of fructose with boron, and that helps to improve joint health and also makes it stronger. So if you want to get rid of your osteoarthritis and prevent it, best way to do that is with a combination. And look for this combination. I've seen it available in stores. Curcumin and boswellia and boron. Keep that trio, I guess you want to call it, of nutrients that is really especially helpful for joint structure and function and osteoarthritis. So now we have those two subjects pretty well cleared. So, if you ever have questions, I'm always open to hear your questions. Not only do I have a radio show, called Terry Talks Nutrition, which is broadcast in the Green Bay, Wisconsin market, where I primarily live and focus on my work. You can ask me questions. I don't do it on the radio show per se, but I also have a website called terrytalksnutrition.com. And you can go on there and there's a section for you to write in your questions and you can ask whatever you want. And I'll be happy to address it as best as I possibly can. Give me a few weeks to do that because I get so many questions. It's very difficult to do that on a daily basis. So give me some time to answer your questions, but I'd be more than happy to. But then go to my website, terrytalksnutrition.com. I know you may be out of the listening area where we are in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where we broadcast the radio show, but it's also live streamed to the Terry Talks Nutrition website. So you can listen anywhere around the world. You know, it's amazing to me. You know, I'm a little bitty guy here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Really no major background, but I'm listened to around the world. I have listeners in India and Australia, New Zealand, Dubai. It blows my mind away. But I guess people are very, very interested in nutrition and health, and they're looking for ways to be in better health and better shape. So you can ask me questions. You can go to my website and you can view all the radio show, the newsletter. Hey, if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, go to the website. You can subscribe to my newsletter. It goes out every Friday to your email address. So we can keep in touch. I'll give you all kinds of information every week. And if you have questions, you can address them on the website. And you can listen to the show on the website anywhere around the world. So with that, my friends, I want to bid you farewell for today. You can join me from time to time. I'll be here for a long time to go. And, God bless you and God bless America.